still be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready.
Hey cuties, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to share with you all of the male CC tops that I currently have in my game. Of course, you can find links to everything in the description down below, and as always I added numbers to this video to make things a little bit more easy for you guys. I have done a bunch of these showcase videos in the past, so I'll make sure to link a playlist right now if you're interested in any other categories that I have featured in this format. And I will also make sure to leave a playlist of my CC hauls. If you're still in need of more male CC after this video, you can go check those out. They always feature male CC. And yes, without further ado, let's get straight into this. You should know the drill by now. Grab a snack, grab a drink, grab whatever you need to be comfortable for the next like 15 minutes, and let's just sit back, relax, talk about life whilst we see some cute CC. We have around like 200 items today. I lied in the thumbnail, but there's like 194 I think, and I was like, that is such a ridiculous number. We're just rounding it up, okay? It just is what it is. There's still quite a few items, and I managed to find links to literally every single thing apart from the very last item, which is such a weird coincidence. But usually with these videos, there's a bunch of things that I can't find anymore just due to them being super old and not available anymore, and then they're maybe not from popular creators, so they haven't been re-uploaded anywhere. And yeah, but in this video, we got lucky, got all of the links. I'm very happy about that. I also did like a huge CC cleanup before I went into this. Well, not really a CC cleanup, it was very specific to male tops. I got rid of everything that I didn't like anymore, that was broken. But I was really proud of this because I usually don't do this. It takes too much time and I can't be bothered. But this time I also got rid of things that were kind of duplicates of each other. I noticed I had a lot of t-shirts that looked very similar to each other and didn't have very unique swatches that like differentiated them. So I just decided to get rid of even more things in the second round that I deleted CC, and it just felt so freeing. And before that, I feel like I had maybe double the amount of tops, and it was a mess because I wasn't using them, and it's so unnecessary to have like a million t-shirts in your game, so I just got rid of those. But yeah, all of these things that we now have are really cute. I think they're quite versatile, which I'm surprised about because a lot of times male sims do not get the same love as female sims, and a lot of times I see CC for them and I'm like, boring, like I've seen this a million times, no thank you. And yeah, that's that. It's also so interesting because ever since I started doing CC hauls, I do them like every 2 weeks, around every 2 weeks when I manage, and I have just accumulated so much CC over the last few years. I should honestly, after every CC haul, get rid of some of the CC that I don't particularly love. I mean, I only showcase things that work, that look good, but sometimes they aren't my style, or like I said earlier, I already have something very similar in my game, so I should just go through it and delete it. Or a lot of times they're very themed, sometimes around Valentine's or New Year's or Halloween. There's very themed items that I don't really need in my game all year round, and I should just, after those CC hauls, get rid of those things. But it's just I'm too lazy, okay? Like CC hauls already take quite long. I've kind of figured out like a system by now that makes me really fast. I already, like when I download the CC, already write everything down, so like the link, the name of it, the creator, so I can just copy from that list when I create the CC list, but still takes forever. These videos, however, take even longer, and it's been such a mess. I started going to a clinic for my mental health last week on Monday, the 6th of February. And honestly, I have just been so flipping exhausted. I wanted to record a video at least twice a week. The Friday videos are always the most important ones to me, just because we all love CC. Okay, you love CC, I love CC, I love making these videos, you love watching these videos. So it's my favorite type of videos to make, and therefore the most important ones. And they always have like the main priority on my channel. And if I can't manage to do anything else, these videos are what I want to do. But boy, did I have to work hard to get this up, because it's a beast. It's a beast to like go through all of your CC, to figure out all of the links. Luckily, I've gotten super acquainted over the years with all of the CC creators that I download from. So a lot of times I know what CC creator it is, and I can just head over to their Patreon or Tumblr and find everything that I ever downloaded from them over there. So it is a little bit easier, but as you can imagine, finding 200 different links is still, it's just timey, okay? It takes forever. And I go to the clinic from like 8 until 3:30-ish. So by the time I get home, feed the cats, settle in, it's mostly like 4 p.m. and I already had a whole day of things going on. So it's not like I come home and I'm like just, you know, like fresh and ready to work. And it's still very new. I have learned that I knew this before, but didn't know to what extent. I take a long time getting used to new situations and new people, and it takes a while until I feel comfortable. Luckily in the group that I'm in at the clinic, like the other patients are all really nice. There's 2 different rooms that you can stay in between therapies, because there's like a whole bunch of different group therapy things. I don't even want to call them therapies, I just want to call them groups, because they're not always led by a therapist, and they're not always about, well, usually not at all about your mental illness, but more about mindfulness. There's yoga, there's sports, stuff like that, you know, things to kind of help you get better, I guess. But it's not really, I don't know, it depends on what you call therapy, I guess. But in between those, because not everyone has every single group therapy session thingy, so there's quite a few breaks in between. And during lunch is awful. Any of you who've ever been at a hospital setting, I'm sure will know that hospital food is not it. And today was especially awful. Like, I had this really weird soup, and I wouldn't say I'm very picky of an eater in terms of different type of foods that I eat. I eat almost everything, honestly. I don't mind, but it was just, it tasted so weird. It kind of tasted off to me. So I just ate my bread roll and that was it. And then I was really happy to get home. Did some shopping, which was not a good idea to do after I ate. But yeah, I'm on a tangent, I'm so sorry. What I originally wanted to say is that there's 2 different rooms that people can sit in between the therapy things or group things, whatever you want to call them. And the room that I'm in is more quiet than the other one, which is why I picked it. There's fewer people there, it's more quiet. And everyone there, apart from one person, I don't like one person, they just say weird things and it just makes me feel uncomfortable. But everyone else there is super nice, and that honestly helps a bunch. I don't know what I would do if the other patients weren't good, because you only have therapy like once a week-ish. I heard that maybe you can do twice as well if your therapist agrees to it, so I shall see if I will do that. But I did have my first therapy session this week and it was amazing. I was so worried because there's only 3 people there, I think, that do therapy. One is a doctor, like a psychiatrist, and the other 2 are just psychologists. And I was so worried that I wasn't gonna get on with the one that I get not signed up with, I can't think of the word, paired with, I guess. But he is so flipping nice. I don't know, I just felt very heard. Like, he just let me talk, but he also asked questions. And he also, what I like, some therapists don't do this, but he kind of he doesn't give me advice necessarily, but he kind of mirrors what I say. So like if I tell him something, he's like, oh, is it maybe, you know, this and this, or why do you think it feels like that, or maybe it could be this and that, you know. He kind of leads me in a direction. And I've had therapy before where I said something and nothing was said back, and I was kind of like, okay. Give me some advice, please. I know that you're obviously not supposed to tell your patients what to do, but it's nice to feel like someone's holding your hand along the way and you're not just talking into the abyss like no one's listening to you. It was very nice. And then it's great because he gave me the option if I wanted to learn how to, because he thinks my main issue is that I'm very sensitive to like different stimuli, so noises, and then also like social things. He says I'm like very open for, and I notice a lot, and he says we can either work on like me finding ways to deal with it, or finding ways to kind of withdraw myself from certain situations, or how to make them better, how to not feel as exhausted, stuff like that. And then he asked me if I wanted to do that, or if I want like a whole diagnosis of what they think what they evaluate my mental health issues are. And I decided for the second, because I have just been going to so many different people, and I feel like it's such a mess if you go to a therapist and then they already have a diagnosis from like before, and then they just roll with that, and maybe there's something that is underlying, because all I've gotten so far is depression and anxiety diagnosis. But it's just, I feel like there's something that's like underlying that's causing it, if you get me. Like I feel like there's something else that needs to be diagnosed in order for me to work with it and be able to like understand myself better. And therefore I chose that. I thought if I had like a whole team of therapists and psychiatrists and doctors and nurses around me that see me and experience me like every single day, I feel like what better chance do I get to get like a full diagnosis. And then I feel like it's much easier to find a therapist once you have a clear diagnosis of what you're dealing with, to find someone that's like, yeah, I can help you with that. I feel like that's much easier than trying to figure out what's going on with you with like one therapist that might not be very knowledgeable in that field. And yeah, that's what I did. I felt very hurt. It was very nice. I did sob a lot. I cried my eyes out, and that's fine. I honestly don't even get bothered really when I cry in front of people, but that day, I think it was Wednesday, was just really overwhelming for me, because I had the therapy session, and then also that same day I had a group where someone mentioned something that triggered a really sad emotion in me, and I wasn't ready for it because it had nothing to do with what we were talking about. So it kind of took me by surprise, and I had to leave the room. I was like panicky and started crying, and I felt so bad for the woman who said the word that triggered me, because I was like, it must feel so bad knowing that you caused something in a person like that, but it's obviously not at all her fault. So I felt really bad, and I was like, oh my god, please, please don't feel guilty or bad about it. It happens. You couldn't have known. It was very innocent what she said. So it just felt so bad because I know the feeling, when you say something and another person has a reaction to it that you didn't expect, because it was something totally innocent that you said that you didn't even know could set anything off. But we're all different in that way, I guess. And it was just an emotional day. I was a mess. Okay, I came home and I was like, I cannot work today. I just need to be at home and like be by myself and relax. But it's been good. I also have been doing a lot of knitting, which was great. I love doing that. It definitely helped me with all of the times in between groups where I'm just sitting around with nothing to do. It has been a lifesaver. But yeah, with that said, the video is coming to an end real shortly here. I hope you are having a good time. I hope you had a good week. I hope you have plans or no plans, depending, for the weekend that you are looking forward to. And let me know what's going on in your life if you want to share. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you all next time. Bye.